You're listening to Mortgage Lending Mastery. Get the knowledge you need to advance your mortgage practice quickly and efficiently from Jen Duplessis, America's Mortgage Mastery mentor with over 37 years of experience and over $1 billion in lifetime fundings. Jen has been mentoring loan officers and realtors for over 15 years and speaking on stages across the globe. So settle in and get ready as Jen and her guests share their experience, passion, and strategies to help you crack the top producer code to reach new heights in your business. And now, here's your host, Jen Duplessis, Mortgage Mastery Mentor and head chick in charge of Kinetic Spark Consulting.
Okay, welcome to this episode of Mortgage Lending Mastery. Thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to listen in and grow yourself, your business your business and yourself personally. And today my guest is Chris Johnstone, and he is joining us from Costa Rica via Canada, or do you say via Canada, Costa? I don't know which way you say, but he's in Costa Rica. He's from Canada. And he is the CEO of Connection Incorporated. And I am actually really, really excited to see what your company does to specifically help loan officers and realtors in today's world. So, Chris, welcome to the show. We're so happy to have you.
Jen, thank you so much for having me. I'm thrilled to be here.
Good. Well, great. Well, we're going to have a good time. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How are you now the CEO of Connection Incorporated? Tell us a little bit about your history.
Yeah, so my dad was a mortgage broker in Canada. He brought me into the business when I was super fresh, and I don't know what I did to him when I was a young kid, but when I got into the business, he put me on the rate sheets and donuts circuit.
Oh, I've been there.
Realtors. So 3 days a week driving around town with my car full of donuts and coffee, trying to hang out in the lobbies and get realtors to send me their business. And you can probably guess how well that worked out.
Yeah. Yep.
And so out of, I'm a nerd just by, I guess, nerdiness. Went through high school and loved computers. I was actually the kid who stayed late to actually get rid of the typewriters and network the three computer rooms together. So I've always been like technically apt.
Yeah.
And so I was online one night, literally, but yeah, I mean, Google was a thing, but you could also search on message boards at that time because Google wasn't mainstream. And I was literally like, how do you get customers from the internet without having to talk to people, was along the lines of what I was searching. And I discovered this ebook by a guy based out of the States introducing this thing called Google Ads.
Yeah.
Long story short, I drove down to the States, met with him for an intensive for a couple of weeks, and he taught me everything about internet marketing, how to build a website, how to run Google Ads, how to generate, how to send automatic emails to those people in order to follow up. I turned the system on while I was in the States, and by the time I drove home, I had generated over 100 real estate leads in little old Ontario, less than 100,000 people in that city, and changed my career and my life forever. So I had an offer at that point where I could go out to a realtor and say, hey, if you're willing to have a conversation with me about my mortgage business, I can provide 15 to 20 of these new leads for you every day, and I'll give you a discount on them. And that's how I started my digital marketing agency, was selling leads to realtors in exchange for their mortgage business.
Right.
So I took that across, many major cities in Canada, many major cities in the United States, built that up to over 100 people in 100 different cities, where the loan officer had introduced the marketing system to the realtor. The mortgage professional was getting all of the deals from the leads that we were generating, and I was getting paid per lead to provide the system to the realtor.
Right. Yeah. So there was enough of a separation and beyond arm's length, so to speak. Yeah.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. So one beautiful Thursday morning, during living the internet dream of all of the leads coming in automatically and getting, paid per lead, I woke up. Normally I would have, hundreds of leads generated overnight in our inbox. And I woke up to an empty inbox with one email from Google that said, "Dear Mr. Johnstone, thank you for your business, but we're no longer going to run your ads on our network." And I was out of business overnight.
Oh my gosh.
So known as the Google slap. So that was my introduction to digital marketing.
Right.
And from that point, we figured out SEO and how to get mortgage lenders ranked on the front page of Google back when it was the 7-pack. Now it's the 3-pack. We've done a lot of work and millions of dollars in Facebook and Instagram ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, all of those wonderful things. And that was a phenomenal growth period for Connection Incorporated. But I always struggled with the fact that I would generate all of these leads for loan officers, and they would, the large majority of our customers would come back after 120 days and say, the leads are no good. They don't convert. And so we're going to cancel our program. And so I remember one individual specifically, we were generating leads for him for about $4 a piece, doctor-based leads. So we were focused in just on doctors and high net worth. And he canceled the program. And I thought, I can't understand how you can have this many leads and not generate customers from it.
Right.
So out of frustration, I went into his account and I personally started making the phone calls to the leads in the database.
Gosh. Yeah.
And long story short, within a week, I had 3 people that were willing to submit mortgage applications. And I take personal responsibility for my life and for everything that happens. I believe if something happens, it's because of me. It's not because of other people. So I said, okay, this is my problem. How do I solve this for my clients? And I made the big realization that mortgage lenders should not be cold calling or chasing leads.
Amen, brother.
So, I'm a little bit dim, I guess, that it took me that many years to make that realization.
Right.
But I realized, okay, wait, they should be getting appointments. They should not be chasing leads. So they're not going to make the phone calls. Who's going to make the phone calls? So I started hiring what we call concierge agents to make the phone calls to all of the online leads, to pre-qualify them, and then put them in the calendar of the loan officer. So the loan officer didn't have to do anything up until the point of just show up to the appointment and here's all of the information and the pre-qualification information for the actual lead.
Right.
That transformed our agency. Again, it was amazing because then at that point, it didn't matter where the leads came from. You could buy leads from Zillow or Boomtown or wherever. You could bring them to Connection Incorporated, and we would more than double, in most cases, the number of qualified appointments that were showing up on the calendar.
Right.
Then I have really good relationships with a lot of our clients, but I had a higher level client that was doing major volume, and he came to me and he said, Chris, I love what you do at Connection Incorporated. This is amazing. He was working with one of our concierge agents named Lenny, and he said, Lenny is like part of our team, but over 80% of our business comes from referrals, our past customers and our
right. And we don't want to spend all this time here. Yeah,
exactly. So I'm going away on vacation for a month. And normally I make the calls to my realtors and I make the calls to the database, and I've got 5 loan officers in my branch and I'm generating the majority of the activity. Can you have Lenny make the phone calls to our past customers and to our realtors rather than calling the online leads?
Mm-hmm.
Another aha moment.
Right.
For us
right.
in our journey. And so we just crushed the number of actual application appointments and deals that we were generating for him. And so we then pivoted to say, online lead generation is great. We've been known for that for a decade. But now what we're going to do is make the phone calls that mortgage lenders should be making to their past customers, but most are not. And then going out, getting qualified lists of referral partners, realtors, financial planners, investment advisors, divorce attorneys, new home builders, solar companies,
right.
And actually setting up qualified appointments for the loan officer to speak to the referral partners. And that's the majority of what we do now.
That's beautiful. No, I love that. I mean, it is a challenge for loan officers. Most to, it's that feast and famine. If I make all these appointments and I go to the appointments, then I get the business, then I have to take care of the business, and I don't have any appointments happening in between. And so, I know when I had my team, my team made all those appointments for me. I call them alumni clients. I don't call them past. because they come back, right? That's what alumni do. It's an infinity sign is how my process works, right? But the alumni will tell everybody about you. They'll bring money back, right? There's a purpose behind alumni. They'll tell you about the experience, and they'll try to get you to come there. And so I love that. But yeah, so my team would call all my alumni clients, make sure we're nurturing the relationships, making sure we're doing annual reviews. And then my relationship manager would call all of my partners and make those appointments, invite them to events and stuff that we're having. So, okay. So, and I love that. So what you're doing is taking the place of somebody perhaps on the team so that they can do something else, and making these phone calls for people. So tell us a little bit about, because I'm sure loan officers that are listening are going, hey, wait a minute, I like this because I don't like making those calls. Everybody tells me no, I don't even, where's the script? I need a script, right? And they're struggling and they're avoiding because they don't know what to say. I know I hear it all the time with my coaching clients, all the time. But they're saying, how does this really work? Because, how do you get paid? Is it per appointment? And what if the appointment isn't good? Because this would be something, listen, I've been talking about this the last month and a half now, is don't hibernate during these winter months, but rather focus to accelerate. Don't hibernate. And I think a lot of loan officers are hearing this from me in a variety of different venues that I've been speaking at, and going, yeah, you know what? Now is the time to be forging these relationships with real estate agents that they don't have the excuse of, oh, I'm too busy. Yeah. I can't meet you. They don't have that excuse right now, right? So now is the time to forge these relationships. And we have so many people that are self-selecting out because rates are high. They're done with this. They've gone through all of, five different cycles of up and down, and they're just done. And they're older like me, like getting out and all of that. And, I call that adopting, a relationship. They've been orphaned by their last lender. So let's go adopt that relationship and help them grow. So help us understand, how you can take this burden off of them and what it looks like to actually work with you. I mean, I'm curious about some of the results too, not just the appointments, but the results of the appointments.
Yes, absolutely.
That was a long question. I apologize for the whole thing.
Okay. Well, you lost me when you called me old, because there's no way that you're older than me. And if we're judging by wrinkles, I got you beat hardcore.
Oh, no. You're much younger. I can tell. No, you're younger.
Okay. So the actual calls themselves to the referral partners, I think, there's got to be an offer. Right. Yeah. And that's where a lot of people struggle. They want the script. I want the offer. So one of the first things that we do with our clients is we help them craft an offer around why a realtor should meet with you. And there's, endless offers that you can come up with, because everybody's unique and special. But one of the things that we see kind of working across the board is going out and saying, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Realtor, do you have old people in your database that you pre-qualified that wanted to buy a home 7 to 12 months ago?
Yeah, dormant, right? Dormant database. Yeah.
Dormant database. They're not reaching out to them. Your unique value proposition is that you now have an asset that can reach out to those people, re-engage them, and let them know that with the down payment they had back then, they couldn't get in when the market was crazy, but now's a great opportunity, seller concessions, all of those wonderful things, and offering to re-engage that database for them. Another is this format that we're on right now. I personally believe that each mortgage lender should either have a podcast or a monthly webinar where they're hosting and giving and shining the light on other professionals in their local marketplace, realtors, financial planners, investment advisors. Yeah. And you're offering the spotlight to those people so that they can be on your show.
Yeah.
And then, we can convert their leads, but then there's the old coffee appointment as well. Still works, still great. Yeah. It really is a numbers game. Each concierge agent, which is what we call our appointment setters, they make 150-ish calls a day. They should speak to anywhere from 30 to 35 people a day. And then on average, each concierge books 5 qualified appointments a day.
Oh my gosh, beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. And but they can work for multiple clients. Right. But about 60 to 70% of those appointments will actually show up and have a conversation. So the way that we deliver that to our clients is 2 ways. We have the concierge and the executive. The executive is for branch managers and corporations. where what we will do is we will run our hiring process in their local marketplace, find somebody who already has years of experience as an appointment setter, and
Yeah.
place that local person with their organization.
Gotcha. Yeah.
We certify them, manage them, train them, and then hold them accountable every day on our daily call, where we have all of the concierge agents show up, basically competing with each other.
Yeah.
How many calls did you make? How many people did you talk to? How many appointments did you book?
I love that. Yeah.
Scripting, role playing, all of that, so that they don't have to manage the person. So that's one way we'll actually place a full-time concierge so that they get 150 calls a day, roughly 5 appointments. For a branch manager, 5 agents underneath them or 5 loan officers underneath them, great fit.
Yeah.
For an individual producer, we have the concierge program. We house all of the concierge agents in-house, and they can buy, our minimum package is 200 contacts per month. And we can call your past customers, we can call your realtor referral partners or any referral partners that you want to go after. And then we also convert inbound leads as well. So there's kind of like 3 ways the concierge can help grow the business.
Wow. Yeah. It's like having, I mean, it's sort of like a virtual assistant, but it's very specific to, appointment setting. And I think that's one of the big things, I hear from loan officers saying, if they only knew how good I was, they would work with me. Right. And it's that reach out that's so difficult. I love the calls to the alumni clients on behalf of the real estate agent as well. It's actually something that I coach my students on. We call that boomerang buyers, because what we're doing is boomerang, you tossed them out there and we're going to bring them back, right? We're going to boomerang them right back. And and it's a service that we can provide. But, again, if a loan officer is struggling to make their own appointments, let alone offer this as a concierge for their clients, this is a great opportunity, for them to help. And so what are you finding? What are you finding as far as, the reception that you're getting from loan officers in changing their lives and changing their businesses and to that extent, changing the life and business of a real estate agent or another referral partner because you were able to, awaken that dormant database?
Yeah, so that's a great question, and it's very timely because we're going through and having our yearly check-ins with our clients where I'm actually on the phone with them. So yesterday I was on with our client Vince, and so Vince is a producing broker. He's based out of the Canadian market, but we've got clients like this in the United States as well. So all we're doing is we're calling the pre-qualifications that he brings in, and then his past customers. So we're making 2 different types of calls for him. He gets 400 calls a month from us, 400 contacts that we work. Last year, he did $416,000 in revenue as a result of that concierge agent making those calls and either generating referrals or booking appointments.
Right.
I've got another gentleman, Parker. Parker is only calling a qualified list of real estate agents. So Parker has only been in the business for a year. He signed up with us his first month. His father is a loan officer, knew of us, made us the introduction. He got his license. We started calling realtors the first week that he was in the business. He had just picked up, moved to a brand new city. So he's in Texas, and we've been calling for him for a full month. In 1 year, he now has 26 realtor referral partners that have all referred him a deal that has closed. So 26 actual funded deals from 26 different partners who are continuing to send him business that he continues to have a relationship with. His volume from those 26 deals was $11.5 million from those relationships in his first year in the business.
Wow. Yeah, that's powerful. I think, I love that. I love those. And I love that you have your numbers. I'm a big numbers person, right? As a top producer, we have to know our numbers. I'm no longer producing, but that's what I tell everyone is, look, you've got to know your numbers inside out and backwards and know exactly what's happening. I think about how long it would take for that new loan officer to get the gumption up, the guts to call, to do trial and error, that didn't work, this didn't work, or doing the same thing over and over and not getting the results and wondering why. And then having the 26 meetings, I wonder how long that would have actually taken for him to do if he had to do it on his own. So I love that it's speed to market, and that's huge right now, speed to market. And I imagine that, you know, where the rubber's going to hit the road for most people is it's one thing to get an appointment. It's the other is to go on the appointment and do a killer job so that these people absolutely love you. And so tell me a little bit about that, because as a coach, this is what I coach people on: is you can't just go there and, you know, you can't show up and throw up. You can't go and talk about products. You've got to create a relationship, you know, add value to the relationship. So to what extent are you all helping or assisting or not on the backside of this, that now I got the appointment, but now I've got to show up and I've got to do a good job?
That's a great question. And so we provide a little bit of support and coaching because we've got group calls that they can come on every day, but ours is more technical. So I would relate back to your podcast and your training on how to do a beautiful job of those presentations. If I could share just one thing, it would be that it's about the relationship and finding through questioning what the main goal is of that realtor. What are they trying to do? What are the pain points that are holding them back? What are those sticking points? Mm-hmm. And then working on finding solutions for them. Don't talk about products, services, all of those wonderful stuff. Find how you can provide value to that relationship. Keep very good notes and put those in your CRM. Yeah. And the reason I say that is because we at Connection Incorporated have doubled our internal sales by following up on people that we've spoken to on the phone, that we had a good relationship, they were interested in our products and services. But I, as an entrepreneur, I'm just, you know, I'm just like our loan officers. You have a great meeting with a realtor. Woo! It's weird to call them and just be like, yo, it's been a week. Hi.
I'm checking in. I'm checking in. I can't stand that. Yeah, checking in. Take it out of your vocabulary.
Right? But if you have a reason to call because you found a resource that helps them solve the problem that you identified on the call, and you're referencing back to something that where you can provide value, and then you automate that process by having the concierge follow up. Hey, I'm calling on behalf of Chris. I apologize. He was very busy today, but he found this blog article about that thing that you talked about during your meeting, and he wanted to make sure that, or she wanted you to make sure that you got it. Hope you're having a great week, and we'll talk soon.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. We call that PIP, Partner Impression Program, because I want to impress them after I meet them, instead of the virtual high five to myself that said, yeah, that went great, we're going to work together, and then crickets. Right. And so we have this whole 100 days of partner impression program, you know, where we follow up with them and follow through. And it's systematic, and I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. So Chris, if someone's listening to this and they're saying, you know, I need to do something right now. This is, you know, the number one thing I could be doing right now is moving these relationships forward. And they're listening to you and they're going, I want you. I'm raising my hand. Can you make phone calls for me? Because that's my weakness. Once I get there, I'm good. But right now, I just can't make those phone calls. I can't struggle through it. What is the advice that you would want to give them on the number one thing they should be doing right now to move forward?
So I've got a free training. It's mortgagemarketingclass.com.
Okay.
So mortgagemarketingclass.com. In that training, I show you the top pathways to get a customer inside your mortgage business, and then how having a concierge agent make those calls for you kind of just frees your time, gets you off the loan officer roller coaster. And then if you want to do it on your own, the training shows you exactly how to do it, the scripts, the follow-up software, all of that. And then if you register for the training, you will get a phone call from a concierge who will offer you a call, and you can hop on and find out about that. So I think that's a very fantastic resource. My name's Chris Johnstone. You can find me on all the social channels. Yep. If you like TikTok, I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I love to connect.
Awesome. Beautiful. So again, it's mortgagemarketingclass.com for a free class on learning a little bit more about marketing. So if you don't have a mentor and you don't have a coach, this is another opportunity for you to increase value in your business. And you can then share this on, you know, pay it forward to the other relationships as well. Absolutely love it. Appreciate it very much. What would you like to leave with everybody? What would you like to leave us with today?
So we're in a very interesting time in the mortgage industry right now, and it's market cycles. Yeah. And people that are able to be, how do I put this? be happy in the moment, understanding that it's a cycle and knowing that it's going to come around the other way.
Yeah.
And do the activities that you know are going to generate the results. It's about self-discipline and systems. And if you want to make more sales, you just need more appointments. And if you need more appointments, you need automation and systems. And that's the way through this.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, don't hibernate.
That's right.
Stop
That was
hibernating.
nerd speak.
Right. Don't be hibernating. Now's the time to do it. Chris, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We'll have all the links below in the notes so that everyone can check you out and see it. I don't know how often you do your masterclass, but I keep thinking it's a masterclass. It's a marketing class, kind of like a masterclass. You probably do it a couple times a month, a couple times a week, so you can sign up for that and learn about it. I know I'm going to go there. I want to hear more things. I want to hear about this. I don't have appointments for loan office. I mean, I'm not a loan officer anymore, but I want to hear about this. So I really appreciate you taking time. Thanks for responding to our instant message. You know, we connected on the internet as well. So, you know, I really appreciate that. You're doing something right because you caught my eye, and I told my team, get in touch with him. And that's proof in the pudding right there. Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, Jen, pleasure. Thank you so much for reaching out. Thank you for having me on the show, and for everybody listening, thank you for listening, and much love. All the best.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining us today. If it's your first time, welcome to our community. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you use the link or follow the link in the notes to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have our other podcasts there as well. And I look forward to catching you the next time on Mortgage Lending Mastery.
Thanks for listening to Mortgage Lending Mastery. Be sure to subscribe to hear more sales tips, ideas, strategies, and tactics to help you with your personal and professional growth to multiply your results in record time. And if you like what we're doing, don't forget to give us a rating and review so we can continue to bring you the best content possible. Wanting more beyond the podcast? Join our Mortgage Lending Mastery membership community, where you will find extended interviews with our favorite guests, weekly training, tips, and insider secrets, fireside chats with Jen, free content, meet, share, and collaborate with other members, and so much more. Click the link in the show notes to learn more about this exclusive content. Mortgage Lending Mastery is an Industry Syndicate charter podcast. Industry Syndicate is the first podcast network specifically for the mortgage and real estate industries. Get the Industry Syndicate app in the App Store or Google Play today.